How's it going, guys? Today's topic, I want to discuss in full detail Social Security retirement benefits, and in particular, Social Security retirement ages. So this video is going to encompass three main areas of Social Security planning when it comes to the age-based, meaning when you're looking to trigger your Social Security, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for a spousal benefit, what's the difference between those two? And then lastly, a survivorship benefit. Survivorship benefit is a little bit more unique because there's some different ways on how an individual could take a survivorship benefit, kick their own Social Security benefit can down the road, and then trigger that at a later date. So make sure to watch this video, take down some notes. If you have questions at any point in time and you want to speak to a specialist to go over your own personalized Social Security analysis report, simply call our 1-800 number, 1-800-566-1002, or schedule a call directly through the calendar link that's going to be embedded in the description of this video. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to break down the chart that you see up on the board. You see something known as full retirement age, which is in the middle. You have age 62, which is lower, and then you have age 70, which is higher. I did that purposefully. Full retirement age is when you're looking at your Social Security benefit, your statement. Full retirement age is known as your primary insurance amount. So how Social Security works is you have to at least have worked for 10 years, also known as 40 quarters. What they do is they take the highest 35 years of service, which we take 35 multiplied by 12 months, as 420 months. They take your highest pay of 420 months and they put that into a calculation to determine how much Social Security benefit that you're going to be receiving. Social Security benefits, you're paying into the Social Security system. There's something known as FICA taxes. It's upwards of 6.2% of your salary, capped at about $168,000 for 2024 year purposes. So all that means is that you're paying money into the Social Security system. Social Security has this trust fund that's basically being funded each year so that when you hit retirement, you can now start collecting lifetime income from that sort of Social Security bucket. If you try to trigger it at age 62, which is the earliest age that you could take it, you will have less of a benefit than if you wait till full retirement age. Full retirement age is known as your primary insurance amount. If you trigger it at age 70, which is past that full retirement age, there's going to be some sort of higher benefit there. So how does this calculation work? Well, first off, full retirement age. If you were born 1960 or later, your full retirement age as it currently stands is age 67. If, let's say, you were born in 1959, your full retirement age would be 66 and 10 months. If, let's say, you're born in 1958, your full retirement age would be 66 and 8 months. So basically what happens is every year prior to 1960 reduces your full retirement age waiting period by an extra 2 months. So once again, you could just follow along, go to your SSA.gov, create your account, or look at your statements that you get in the mail, and make sure that all that paperwork is correct and all those quarters, all those different matching quarters that you've worked matches up correctly to your primary insurance amount and your full retirement age. So if you try to trigger Social Security at age 62 versus, let's say for example purposes, age 67 is your full retirement age. That's a 5-year difference. In a reduction standpoint, that's about 30% of a reduction from age 62 to that age 67 full retirement age example. What happens is for every year that you trigger Social Security before your full retirement age, it's going to penalize you by 6.66% for the first 3 years, and then it's going to get reduced by 5% and 5%. So explained a different way, if your full retirement age is 67 and you decide I want to trigger Social Security at age 66, your benefit, your monthly benefit, is going to be reduced by 6.66% than if you waited till age 67. If, let's say, you trigger it at 65, it's going to be reduced by 6.66 and reduced by 6.66. So those are 2 years of reductions of 6.66% between 65 to 67. If you do it at 64, that's another 6.66% reduction. So once you start getting at that age 64 marker in this example, From 63 to 64, it gets reduced by 5%. From 63 to 62, it gets reduced by another 5%. So that's how that calculation comes out to a little under 30%, or right around that 30% marker, from the variance of you triggering at age 62 versus waiting till that full retirement age if your full retirement age is age 67. So be mindful. The earlier that you trigger it, the more that you're going to get penalized. So that's going to be about a 30% reduction if you do trigger it at the earliest date, which is age 62. Be mindful and be careful if you try to trigger it before full retirement age, because you also have a reduction of benefits that can occur. So what I mean by that is, let's say someone decides to keep working as they're collecting Social Security benefits. If they make too much money, they could have a reduction of their benefits. For every $2 over a specific limit, they could have a $1 reduction. The year that they're turning their full retirement age, for every $3 they make above that limit, they could have a $1 reduction. When they hit their full retirement age, they could work and make 100, 200, 300 grand per year and still collect Social Security income. There's not going to be a change there off of those reduction of benefits. So the full retirement age is a nice sweet spot. That should really be the goal that somebody's trying to hit. Now, somebody should maybe look to trigger Social Security earlier based on health conditions. If they have really poor family health history, or they have a ton of ailments, cancer, heart attack, stroke, and their mortality table is just basically the cards are not a fit for them, and they're going to pass away earlier, they're projected to pass away earlier, it makes more mathematical sense to trigger Social Security income earlier than wait later for that specific situation. Now, so we understand from age 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67 being full retirement age. Well, what happens each year that you wait past that age 67 marker? Social Security is going to try to incentivize you to wait, because it's not that they're so nice, it's because you're 1 year closer to death. So they're saying, okay, let's say your full retirement age is 67 and you wait at age 68, what happens? Well, your benefit gets increased, not reduced, but increased by an extra 8%. So remember, if you did it at 66, you get reduced by 6.66%. If you wait till age 68, you're going to increase from that full retirement age by an extra 8%. So they're going to try to give you a nice little carrot, a nice little, piece of candy saying, hey, wait until you're maxed out at age 70. So each year that you wait past that full retirement age, so age 67 to 68 increases by 8%. Age 68 to 69 increases by 8%. Age 69 to age 70 increases by 8%. So the variance between age 70 to age 62 could be as high as 60, 70% of a variance of a difference of benefits, especially when we're incorporating a cost of living adjustment in there. So it's very important that you understand really your mortality, understand what the math is behind it, because the difference between triggering it too early or too late could be the difference of hundreds of thousands of dollars less or more in your pocket. So that's what we try to do, is put together a personalized Social Security analysis for individuals that watch this video, that call our 100 number, or they schedule an appointment through the calendar link. And I'll go over more of those specifics throughout the course of this video, but just be mindful that it's very important to look at Social Security as not just, some extra income that's sitting there. This is something you've paid your entire life into, so you want to make sure that you're optimizing the most amount of benefits, in your favor. So I hope that this makes sense. This is primarily for Social Security for retirement age, if you're just looking to trigger your own benefits. Now I'm going to discuss how spousal benefits work and what happens if you try to take a spousal benefit at a reduced age. So for this example, I'm going to say a husband is going to be the higher earner, and at his full retirement age, he would be able to receive $3,000 per month of Social Security income. His full retirement age for this example is going to be age 67. We have the wife, the spouse, at her full retirement age, because she did not work as many quarters or as many months as the husband or earn as much. Her benefit, we're going to say for this example, is going to be $1,000 per month. So how do spousal benefits come into play? Spousal benefits, meaning that the benefit to the wife would be the greater of half or 50% of the husband's full retirement age benefit or her own benefit. So if we take a step back, we understand the husband would be able to collect $3,000. Half of $3,000 per month is $1,500, versus her own benefit is only $1,000. So because $1,500 is higher than $1,000, she would be eligible to have that extra spousal benefit of $1,500. So she'll be able to step up, and they would both be able to reap the benefits of his full retirement age, his primary insurance amount when he triggers it at his age 67, and the spousal benefit when she's triggering half of his benefit. So it's going to give them together an extra $500 per month for as long as both of them live. So what happens if the husband decides to take Social Security benefits before his full retirement age? Well, we understand, just like in the other slides, if he takes it before his full retirement age, he's going to have a reduction. If he takes it before his full retirement age, that spousal benefit will also be reduced because it'll be 50% of whatever that benefit is. So either full retirement age benefit or below, that's what half of her benefit's going to be. And she also has to wait until her full retirement age. So let me unpack that a little bit. As an example, let's say that the husband, we understand he's going to be able to collect $3,000 per month at his age 67, his full retirement age. But he decides, you know what, as I start nearing age 65, I want to kick in with Medicare, and that's when I ideally want to stop working is age 65. So we understand from the other slides, if he triggers his Social Security income at age 65, he's going to have a reduction of benefits. It's going to be minus 6.66%, minus 6.66% because it's basically 2 years. So it has to compound back 6.66% per year in that example. So he's going to have a significantly reduced benefit. So in that case, the spouse, the wife, if she waits until her age 67 for the spousal benefit, it's going to be half of what his benefit is. So that's going to be less of a number than that $3,000 or the $1,500 per month. So I hope that that makes sense. Let's go with another example. Let's say that the husband does wait until his full retirement age to trigger the Social Security benefit. So we understand $3,000 is going to be coming to him. And then his wife, maybe she's a couple of years younger, and she decides, you know what, at age 65, I want to trigger the spousal benefit. Well, because she did not wait until her full retirement age to trigger for the spousal benefit, she would have a reduction of what that 50% of his benefit is. So it's going to be on a very similar teetered scale going downward for what she's eligible for, and that number has to be the greater of either her own benefit or half of the full retirement age benefit, from the spouse. If she waits until age 62 to trigger it, it's going to be that much larger of a reduction. So be mindful. Age 62 is the earliest that she could be triggering a spousal benefit. Full retirement age is going to be ideal because that's going to be 50%. If all things are being equal and he triggered his at his full retirement age, she would be able to receive the higher of that two, which would be 50% of his full retirement age or his primary insurance amount benefit. Let's now talk about the opposite side of the coin. A lot of individuals understand that the longer that they wait to trigger Social Security income, every year that they wait past that full retirement age is going to increase their benefit by 8%. And that was that whole incentive that I was explaining to you on the other slides. So we understand if, let's say the husband has his full retirement age at 67, but he waits until age 68 to trigger his Social Security income, his benefit is going to increase by 8%. It's going to be a step up of 8% of that, 8% of $3,000 per month, and that's going to be his new benefit going forward. Now, where that is somewhat harmful is the spousal benefit is only based on the full retirement age benefit, the primary insurance amount. So in that example, if he waits till his age 68, triggers it, that benefit's going to be 8% higher of the $3,000 per month. But then if she waits until her full retirement age, she's still only going to be able to receive $1,500, which is 50% of $3,000. So I hope that that makes sense, because a spousal benefit cannot be executed until the worker, in this example, the husband, triggers his benefit first. So you cannot basically have him defer, have her execute a spousal benefit before he files. He has to make sure to file his Social Security first, and then she would be entitled to a spousal benefit if that spousal benefit, if 50% of it is higher than what she would be receiving of her own benefit. So it's a little bit of a tongue twister, a little bit of navigation, but be mindful. The earlier that you trigger it, the larger the reduction is going to be. In a perfect scenario, if you wait until that full retirement age for the husband to trigger the Social Security benefit, and then the spouse waits till her full retirement age to trigger the spousal benefit, in that example of 3,000 versus 1,000, if the husband triggers it at his age 67, his full retirement age, they would be able to collect $3,000 per month. And then when she triggers it at her full retirement age, she would be able to collect the $1,500 per month, being $4,500, not even incorporating the cost of living adjustment in there, $4,500 per month of constant lifetime income cash flow going into their pockets. So that's a very effective way that you could do it. If you wait until that age 70, it doesn't really benefit for when it's constituting spousal benefits. So be mindful. If you wait until your own benefits, yes, that's going to be beneficial for individuals. So if you have two individuals that are super healthy and you feel like they're going to live a nice long life, it might make sense for them to wait until past that both of their full retirement ages to execute or get access to when they're triggering their Social Security income. One more thing about spousal benefits. If, let's say in the example, we had the husband that we understand is receiving $3,000 per month of Social Security income at his full retirement age. And then we have the wife, let's say, instead of her only receiving $1,000, she's going to be, because she worked a ton and she pumped into the system, she's going to be receiving $2,500 per month. So husband's going to get $3,000, wife is going to get $2,500. What happens with the spousal benefit? Well, the spousal benefit will be non-existent because $2,500 per month is going to be higher than the 50% of his benefit, which is higher than $1,500. So $2,500 is higher than $1,500, and that is why it would not, they would not be eligible for spousal benefits in that example. Spousal benefits is very important when an individual, let's say, is working and you have one that constitutes as the breadwinner, and then the other, let's say the wife as an example, she might have been working, have accumulated some different quarters of Social Security income, but then she decides to take a back seat, take care of the kids, and stop working. She might still have a Social Security calculation in there, but it may not be as high as 50% of the worker benefit in that example. So just be mindful. The ages, when we're talking about the Social Security retirement age and it comes to spousal benefits, by not waiting till that full retirement age, you're going to have a reduction. If you wait past that, it's not really going to make a difference because full retirement age is where it really matters when it comes to spousal benefits. So I hope that this portion makes sense. Now, lastly, I want to delve into the details of survivorship benefits because instead of age 62, with a survivorship benefit, an individual could trigger it as early as age 60. In some cases, if you have a disabled survivor, in some cases, you could also trigger as early as age 50 of a survivorship benefit. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to go more off of the status quo, more off of the norms of you have a survivorship benefit at age 60 and beyond, and how that works in conjunction with one another. So I hope that all of this makes sense. Okay, now lastly, I want to discuss survivor benefits. An individual would be eligible for survivor benefits as early as age 60. So no longer that age 62 would essentially apply. An individual, a survivor, would be able to trigger a portion of survivor benefit as early as age 60. There's some different double dipping that you could also do when it comes to survivor benefits. So I have the different lines that are drawn on the chart. And what this refers to is we're going to say husband is the individual that passed away and the wife is the individual that's the survivor benefit. So let's say that we had the husband that triggered his Social Security income at full retirement age, and we're going to call it age 67 for this example, and we're going to use that same $3,000 per month example, as the wife was waiting, and she's only age 60. If he triggered his Social Security benefit at full retirement age, and then all of a sudden he kicks the bucket, he passes away, and the wife is a minimum age 60, let's call her age 60, she would be entitled to a portion of what his benefit is. Just like if somebody triggered Social Security at age 62 versus waiting till full retirement age, this number would be reduced. The survivorship benefit would also be further reduced because she did not wait, in that example, she did not wait until her full retirement age to execute the full survivor benefit. So you can trigger income as early as age 60 from the as a survivor benefit, but you will get a reduction because you did not wait until your full retirement age to do so. So be mindful. It's typically that 62 to 70 scale. The longer that you wait, the more benefit will be, the more beneficial it would be. But where it's unique regarding survivor benefits is an individual can ultimately double dip. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say that we have husband that triggered their Social Security income, and you had wife that she was still working, and we'll call her 61. So when the husband passed away, she's entitled to trigger her spousal benefit because she's above the age of 60. So she would have a reduction off of what the spousal benefit is, off of what that $3,000 number was in the example, because she's waiting until 61. So that will have a larger effect than if she waited until age 64 to trigger survivor benefits versus if she waited until full retirement age to trigger survivor benefits. If the husband was the breadwinner and she triggered her survivor benefit at her full retirement age, she would get exactly what he was getting, that $3,000 per month. Where I'm talking about the double dipping comes into play, in that example, if she's 61 and the husband passed away, she could trigger her survivor benefit, which we understand is going to be a reduction. And in doing so, she could defer her own retirement benefit for her own Social Security benefit for as long out as she wants. So she could defer that out until her full retirement age, as she's still collecting the survivorship benefit. She could wait until her age 70 and then trigger it at her age 70 or age 67 or 68 or 65, whatever that is. So she could either, if she's above the age of 62, she could trigger her own benefit and defer out the survivorship benefit, or she's before age 62, she could trigger a survivorship benefit and defer out her own benefit. Whichever is most mathematically appropriate, that's going to be the typical optimization strategy. So I hope that all this makes sense, because survivor benefits are crucial when you unfortunately have that situation where you have a husband, wife, one spouse passes away, and then you have the remaining spouse doesn't necessarily know the rules on how to trigger the survivor benefits. Be mindful that that work reduction also comes into play regarding survivor benefits, regarding your own benefit, regarding spousal benefits. That all comes into play, and that could affect. So like in an example, let's say you're taking a survivor benefit, but then you're also working and you're making more than the minimums, you could have reductions along the way. So you just have to be careful with it and make sure that you're not leaving any stone left unturned, and you're optimizing, you're trying to put the most amount of money in your pocket. If there's opportunities to double dip, you could obviously try to be most effective with it. And that's something that we try to help out individuals on a daily basis with our Social Security analysis tool and basically our report when individuals call and request that information. So I hope that everything makes sense. Be mindful that age basically changes. If you're a survivor, you could trigger it as early as age 60 or as late as age 70 as an example. The longer that you wait, the better it could be. You could double dip with either your own benefit and defer the survivor benefit, or you could trigger the survivor benefit and defer your own benefit, whichever one is most mathematically appropriate. And that's what we try to help individuals out with. Lastly, when it comes to spousal benefits and survivor benefits, if let's say you were divorced, you could still be eligible for a survivor benefit. And how that works is you had to at least have been married for 10 years and not have been remarried past age 60 for an individual to have access to a survivor benefit or even a spousal benefit. So that's some more unique situations in there, but be mindful that whatever part of the system, whichever way to trigger it, to keep the most amount of money in your pocket is what's going to make the most mathematical sense, so that you're able to utilize this guaranteed cash flow in your favor to have a worry-free retirement, to make sure you have more than enough income that's coming to you that's greater than or equal to your expenses, so you can live every single day without financial stress, without deathbed regrets. By making sure that you're positioning the pieces correctly, it's going to give you all those different benefits along the way. So what exactly does the Social Security retirement analysis comprise of? How exactly does that work, and how can you have access? How can you get access to it? So a 30,000 foot view version of the personalized Social Security analysis is different things that I uncovered with this video, the different intricate details off of how you could execute your retirement age and when to do so. But then we look underneath the hood a little bit further. So we try to create optimized filing strategies based on your situation, based on your spousal situation, based on if, let's say, you're divorced, if you're a survivor, how all of that comes into play. On top of that, we also do an analysis off of your Social Security taxation and what your provisional income will be as you start collecting other assets or withdrawals from your retirement income stream. So if you're taking monies from IRA accounts, how does that affect your overall taxation on Social Security? Are there different opportunities for Roth conversions or incremental Roth conversions? So you're reducing what your Social Security taxation will be and potentially get tax-free Social Security income. How does that work if, let's say, you're still trying to work and trigger income from Social Security before you're hitting your full retirement age? What sort of reduction of benefits does that compute out to, or how could that be added back into the system? So there's a whole multitude of different things that we try to uncover. Obviously, these are just some different highlights off of what our personalized Social Security analysis tool will do for you. How you get access to it is you would just simply call our 1-800 number, which is 1-800-566-1002, and reference this video. Say, hey, I saw a video online regarding the Social Security retirement age, and I'm interested in getting my free personalized Social Security analysis report. We do not charge for that, and we would just want to make sure that you are able to leverage the greatest optimization strategies for your Social Security situation, try to provide as much value as possible, regardless if you ever become a client or not. Another option would be to click on the calendar link, which is embedded in the description of this video. And lastly, to visit afasifinancial.com, and you could navigate through our website, contact us either directly through email, directly through our calendar link that's embedded in that on the web page, or just call our 1-800 number. So there's really three main ways on how you can get your personalized Social Security analysis report, or how you can get your personalized Social Security analysis that's going to be tailored specifically to you and your family. Lastly, what makes us unique is not just the Social Security and trying to optimize that, but that's just a very small sliver off of an overall complete financial plan. When you visit our website, afasifinancial.com, or you could go to afasiquiz.com, we recently implemented a retirement mistake planning tool. It's known as a retirement quiz. And the way on how you navigate it is when you're clicking on your quiz, you'll be asked a slew of questions. How close are you from retirement? What are some of your different goals? What are some of your different concerns? And it will spit out a customized report that's going to be tailored to how you answered, those questions. So that would be another benefit that we provide for free, regardless if you ever become a client or not, just to provide some value along the way to help you on your trajectory to having a worry-free retirement. And the individuals that we typically work with are nearing retirement, and they're super stressed about outliving their retirement savings. They're super stressed about the downward market loss potential and how that can completely impact and destroy their chances for retirement success. And most importantly, individuals that just don't know how to stop working and start living the retirement they've envisioned as quickly as possible. So those are some of the different things that we try to make sure to hold your hand, to provide a ton of value for. And I hope that this video at least helped you get on the correct trajectory to understanding the nuances of Social Security income, because this could be a huge asset, and it could be the difference of hundreds of thousands of dollars in your pocket the longer and longer that you live. Does it make sense to trigger Social Security income earlier? Does it make sense to wait later? That's where we would try to uncover and really personalize your situation with that Social Security retirement analysis. I want to thank you very much for watching this video. Please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Retire Sharp, so you have access to the most updated videos. Thanks so much, guys.